Can we talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yes.
What a comeback that was. Down 27-0.
I was
wow.
on the road that night.
You missed it.
I was watching it on I wasn't watching it you know how ESPN has the fucking thing on their website you could go and watch the drives.
Yeah.
I was watching that because I was driving back from Virginia that night.
Yeah. First of all, how Brandon Staley plays Mike Williams in the game that means nothing the week before and gets hurt. I mean, that's a 1-point game. If Mike Williams plays, maybe they make an extra first down or an extra 2 first downs to where they don't lose the game.
Yeah. I mean, and two, I think there was a couple opportunities for them on 4th down where they
Staley's the one that always goes for it.
What?
Staley's usually the one that always goes for it when you're like, I don't know.
Well, so here's my thing is I'm not going to say I don't regret anything. Doug Peterson's gone. I'm happy with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. You don't know, the butterfly effect. You don't know how, the butterfly flapping its wings could change the future. So if we keep fucking Doug, maybe we're not in this position right now. Maybe because, maybe Doug just needed a reset year, just needed to take some time off and get his mind right. Yeah. So I'm not going to go back and say anything, but I think I have been critical of Doug in the past, but I think that was the perfect Doug Peterson game.
That was a Doug P respect game. That's where I was going.
No, not necessarily respect game, but everything that was special about Doug in 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, that was that game. That was the game where it was okay, yeah, I remember why Doug won the Super Bowl that year.
He pushed all the right buttons that game. All the right buttons. He went for 2 down. What was it? He was down 4, right?
Yeah.
He could have kicked the extra point to make it 3. He went for the jugular when the Chargers were reeling. A lot of coaches wouldn't have did that. And that 4th down run was brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, to the ETN run. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it live, obviously, but I saw the highlight. Yeah.
Dexter could have ran for 40 yards on that play.
Yeah. It was 35, maybe, at best.
My point is, do the Jags have a chance here against Kansas City? Is there a pathway to win for the Jags? Is there any sort of hope? Because I think they have way more. I think they have more hope than the Giants do.
I think there's a chance for them to win. The thing is I do feel though that if you look at it that, the reason why the Jaguars won is Doug Peterson was absolutely perfect in that second half, and you could say it was the stars aligning. You could say whatever you want to fucking call it, fucking kismet, whatever. It was a fucking perfect. If 1% of Doug Peterson's game plan goes wrong, they may lose that game.
Yeah.
That's what they need the entire game against Andy Reid.
Well, I'll say this, though. The Jacksonville defense, it's a little bit underrated. Whose defense would you rather have, Jacksonville's or Kansas City's? I'd take Jacksonville's.
Well, it's close. I think I'd still go Kansas City.
I think their 2 pass rushers are starting to really make a difference. Trayvon Walker, you want to say he was overdrafted with the first pick, fine, but he's a fucking animal. And Josh Allen's pretty good on the edge too. They got some guys that can come after Mahomes here.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. They have some horses, but I still think I'm taking Kansas City.
No, I mean, which defense would you like more?
I just said Kansas City.
You think Kansas City's defense is better than Jacksonville's defense?
I think they've been more consistent throughout the year. Jacksonville, again, I'm not going to overreact to one game. They had a really great second half at least. But I don't know. I think it's close. I don't think it's a blowout in any direction, but I still think I give the edge to Kansas City.
I think Jacksonville can put up a fight here. Doug Peterson, he would be the one guy that knows Andy Reid well, right? I mean, he's spent how much time with him in Kansas City?
Well, I think it's more than just knowing Andy Reid, because I feel like Andy Reid's one of those guys that he wakes up in the middle of the night and just has to fucking create plays. He's just sound asleep, shoots up. I gotta write that down. Because the shit that they do doesn't fucking make sense why it works.
How about the merry-go-round?
That's exactly like the little ring around the rosy play. Like if any other team in the NFL fucking did that, it would not have worked. It would have just been like, what the fuck are they doing? And it would have been like an interception going back the other way. But because it was fucking Andy Reid in Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, it's like, oh, it just fucking works because it does work.
I think there's a pathway here for Jacksonville. I really do. And I think
I'm not saying they have a 0% chance, but I feel like they've got to be perfect. So Andy Reid in the past, like when he was an Eagle and think like even when he was with Kansas City in the past, his clock management has been criticized. They have to get into a point where they get Andy Reid to be in that bad clock management fucking mode, and that's where they win the game.
And they got to be in some kind of a Andy Reid. They're up 5 or they're up maybe single digits, and he just doesn't want to run the ball. We've seen those in the past where he's got a lead and he just doesn't know what to do with it. He does. How many reliable backs do they have? It's Jerick McKinnon, and it's hey, catch a screen pass.
I think he's been better with that since he's been in Kansas City. So he's been better with that, but it is still a problem.
It's a problem. I mean, the Bills are kind of the same way, but I mean, I think it's something that should be mentioned. But at the same time, like
Patrick Mahomes is your quarterback. Like it's kind of like, well, I've got this Ferrari. I might as well fucking drive it. Like why not?
Yeah, I just Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. Like Lawrence is miles better. Lawrence can actually maybe put up one of these miracle performances and drop 35.
Daniel Jones is not winning that game if he's the Jacksonville quarterback. I guarantee you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be fair, there very few quarterbacks in the league might win that game if they're on the Jacksonville quarterback, but Daniel Jones is for sure not one of them.
Or Lawrence threw how many picks, and I was blown away.
4 picks.
Played great.
4 picks in the first quarter. 3 of them to my guy.
Yep.
Asante Samuel Jr.
He's great, by the way. Samuel.
Like, I don't get, like, people, like, when he was coming out in the draft.
Oh, I know.
Like, do you know? Like, you've seen his dad play. Like, by the way, Asante Samuel Sr., 7 interceptions in the postseason in his career. Like, his son already almost has half of that.
Who ripped you for picking him? Somebody ripped you for picking him, right?
I don't know. I don't even think they're probably not with the site anymore. I don't know.
That's probably true. Somebody ripped you for picking him. I remember. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
All right. I don't have anything else for this game. You want
to
move on,
I
or
just
you got something else?
Kansas City's obviously the favorite. That's not a surprise. They're 8.5-point favorites. Pretty big number. But I do think Jacksonville can keep it closer.
Can I say that I feel like, and I don't think, like, and I'll say this when we get there, but I don't think the Cowboys, like San Fran, I don't think there's a big gap there. But I would say of all the teams, of all the games this week.
Well, that's the closest.
I think this game is the closest.
Jaguars, Chiefs.
Yeah, I think this game is the closest.
Okay.
Purely because of the coaches.